Hello everybody. Today we're going to do a upgrade on our 2014 Sunstar. This is a F53 chassis, 16,000 pounds, and we're going to add in a rear sway bar. It's the dual rear sway bar from Super Steer, which is a Roadmaster sway bar. And I've seen quite a few videos on a single, but this will be a double one, and I'll show you what we've done. Alright guys, this is the front sway bar on my dual sway bar system. You can see I've got it installed. I kind of wanted to go over with it so you could kind of get a perspective. The first thing you got to do, there are two plates right here. They go attached to those U-bolts up underneath. And you got a plate to put on each side. Each plate has the holes, the small holes go to the center, and it points to the front. And it's the same thing on the other side over there. So you turn in plates. I will tell you that if you're doing this, you're going to need a good air impact driver, a torch to heat the nuts up. They are really hard to get off. I spent about an hour on each set of U-bolts to get them off, and they're tightened to about 250 pounds, but there's so much crud and stuff, even brushing off the threads and stuff and doing PB blasters and stuff, they still did not want to come off. So just be heads up on that. That's quite a difficult job. I'm guessing that's why we don't see as many dual axle sway bars in the back of videos. I looked for some and didn't find many. I found one, and it only had the single sway bar, but it had this type of operation. The next thing I did in the middle here, this sway bar is about 80 pounds or so. So I ran a strap from up top of the sway bar up there down to this, and I ratcheted it up and brought this right up into here. So as you bring that up, I dropped the bolts in and then swayed that up. I wasn't in any strain, so that worked out really good. So ratchet strap, you could take a jack if you wanted to, but ratchet strap worked good for me. And then when you get that up there, these torque down to about 75 foot-pounds for a 1/2-inch bolt. So, and then the same thing on the other side. And as I pre-greased and put all my bushings on ahead of time so that I didn't have to do it under here. So that worked out pretty good. The next step that I did on this was these pieces here, these shackles that go up to the top, they need to be vertical up. I strapped my ratchet from the arm up to the spring, leaf spring, and just ratcheted it up into place so I didn't have to hold it. That worked out really well, and I just raised it up to where I wanted. I pre-assembled this. I put this together on both sides, and then I got my spot where I had to drill my holes. I don't know if you can see that up there, but there's two bolts. I had to drill through the frame. You need a short 1/2-inch drill bit. That box that's right over there, you can kind of see that storage box underneath is really in the way, and you can't get around that. But a short bit on I used just a DeWalt drill. That worked out pretty well. And then you want to tighten these bolts here to where they're snug, but not crushing the nylon bushing, but enough to where it'll stand straight. And as I pulled that one side, see if I can get you over here, I got this other side. So this is kind of what it looks like. Sorry, the pipes are in the way. And I put them in. In my case, the holes were in the middle and the upper one. You want this bar here to be as level as possible. So that's kind of what you want to go. And anyway, that finished this bar. I spent about 4 hours putting this bar in. I will tell you, I didn't do it all in one day. The two brackets with the U-bolts, I did after work. I did one bracket, and then the other one I did the next day. And then the rest of it was very easy to put together. It was just a matter of getting it all getting it all on there. But it worked out really well. And if you look at the difference on just this one, here's the original sway bar. Now this coach is bad about swaying, especially in the back. Even with, you can see I got my track bar up on there, and that helps some, but this coach still, if you made a quick turn, excuse me, if you made a quick turn, the back end felt like it wagged. I mean, it leaned terribly. And so it was very, in a real high windy day or a lot of semi trucks, even with the track bar, the Koning shocks, the super steer, and I have the, what do you call it, the sumo shocks on here. And even with all that, it still was quite unsettling. We went to Panama City on the last trip, and the winds were 25, 30 miles an hour, and this thing was a horse to drive. But anyway, so that's the front of the dual sway bars, and we're going to go do the rear one next. All right, guys, this is the specs for the torque on your bolts, and for your standard bolts, and for your U-bolt requirements. So in case you need that, and you'll notice that the end link bolts do not get torqued. But I thought I'd add that in. That might be helpful to have those bolts. I'd tell you what, I'd hate to have to do that 400-pound torque wrench there. I don't know, my torque wrench don't go but to about 260. But anyway, I hope that helps. All right, guys, this is the rear auxiliary sway bar. I've already installed the front one, the big one, and this is the smaller of the two. This is actually the easier one of the two. Now what I found with mine, instead of trying to put all this stuff on under the coach, I did the last one the same way. I put in grease these bushings ahead of time. And it's a whole lot easier to grease them here than it is up underneath the coach. You just grease them up really good. I do both of them. They supply this grease. I lay all my parts out too, so that I know I have everything before I get started. So you know, as you get in there, you don't want to end up with no parts. So I like to get them all ahead. This grease is really sticky, so I wear some gloves. So anyway, so I just basically take these and go ahead and get them put on so that I don't have to do it later. You know, it's tough underneath the coach, and it's a whole lot easier to do it right here. Just put them on, and then that's ready to go. And so now we can take the bar and go put it under the coach. I will make a note that there wasn't in, these here are spacers that came in a box. There wasn't much detail about it, but they actually go behind this bracket on my model. And they give a spacer for the bracket. So I just give you that information because I didn't have it, and I kind of had to just figure it out as we went. All right, very good. Let's go to the coach and we'll start putting this on. All right, guys, we have finished our dual sway bar setup for this 2014 F53 chassis. You can see we got our links, bolts in, bolted that to the shocks on the back side, and if you look further over, you can see the larger bar in the front, which I showed you earlier. This one wasn't too bad. Took me about 2.5 hours to put it in, but it turned out okay. So we're all set, and I'll give you a report how it turned out. So we have pretty much put Koning shocks, super springs, dual rear sway bar, super steer, dampener, and track bar. So I'll let you know how this works out. All right, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comments for me.